Watch this bit. This is good.
Hello, welcome to another video, and today we're looking at ZX Spectrum Next Kickstarter update 52. And I've got a bit of a cold because winter's setting in. Oh, that global warming is causing winter. My God, what am I going to do? Anyway, so pardon my sniffles, etc, etc, etc. So here we have update 52, the plan. You read about the latest developments with the keyboard and the case being finalised on our previous update. If you missed that one, be sure to check it out, it's one of the best. My video was one of the best too, I think. So now it's time to look at the timeline to bring it all together and start shipping to backers at last. We have the first small batch of keyboards at SMS, with the cases being sent tomorrow, October the 31st, so today, as you're watching this. I was going to do it yesterday, but I'd already done a video about Kotaku, and yeah, Nursey had to come and tuck me in bed because it was quite late. Anyway, these first 50 units will be fully assembled, packaged and ready to ship soon after the cases arrive at SMS next week, and then they will be stored while a larger batch of 1,000 units is flown into the UK for assembly. The idea is to have a third-ish of the keyboards and cases flown in, while the other two-thirds are shipped by sea in two batches of 1,000 each. This will allow some parallelism, I'll try and say that after a few pints, some parallelism to reduce the assembly time, as it is more efficient than waiting for the very last of the keyboards and cases to be produced before any assembly takes place. Other items are already in place, ready for assembly, such as power supplies, boxes, inserts, postal boxes, SD cards, etc. One last item to check out on the list is the manual, which should be printed shortly as the team wrapped up its constantly changing content with the 1.1 firmware update made available in the last update. As units get assembled, they'll be posted to backers as quickly as SMS can produce them via the same courier that achieved 100% of deliveries in the Just the Board tier. So if it works, don't mess with it. I'm hoping there's a second Kickstarter so I can get Just the Board. Obviously I'm getting this particular Spectrum next, but I want Just the Board in like a 3D printed ZX Spectrum original 48K size case. I've seen them online and they look amazing, and that's what I'd love. Anyway, we continue. This is the home run phase, where it is now a matter of aligning production, assembly and shipping to bring the Next together and on its way to backers' homes. The specnext.dev wiki. If you haven't had the chance to check out the Next Dev wiki, pay a visit right away. It's updated with the latest specs of the firmware, tutorials and news on all things Next. I'll put a link of that in the video description below. On the wiki you'll find the system's architecture updates, hardware specs, programming tips and resources to get started on the Next, dev tools and the like. It's an ever-growing resource designed to evolve with the Next via the contribution of the community. Make sure you're a part of it. The accelerator at work. A lot has been happening on the Pi accelerator implementation as of late, not least the work by D. Zalia Riman Suter in creating NextPi, a specialised version of Linux. Was it Linux? Let's call the whole thing off. A specialised version of Linux, customised to interact with the Next. Tasking the accelerator with the handling of TZX files, which are played back as WAVs for the Next to load, and David Sapphire's work on enabling the Next browser to send advanced file formats to be handled by the Pi transparently. Think mod/mp3/sid. Check out a video of David's work in action. So just a sample of that there. I'm not going to play the one with... I'll put a whole link to this in the video description below, but I'm not going to include the pieces with music tunes on because that might get a copyright claim, and you know that's how YouTube works these days. So, but yeah, I mean, even that loading screen of Daley Thompson's Decathlon, I remember back in the day when it loaded the first time, and I mean, with the pinball one, you see it all appearing bit by bit, and I love it. I love the way they do that. But it did annoy me back in the day, and it's obviously still doing it now, that Decathlon would sort of load most of it in the background, apart from the sort of last couple of lines which you can't avoid, and then it all fills it in colour. I'd love to have just had it all just, you know, draw it out as it played out, because that's fun to watch while you're waiting for a game to load. Yeah, it used to be that games took, you know, several minutes to load, and then we moved on to floppy disks where things took no time at all. And now we're in a day where, well, days where you have games that cost, well, that download several gigabytes of data to fill onto your PS4, your PC, whatever. And it took. I got Dakar 18 last year because it was 2018, and it was a disc that came for the Xbox One, but 50 gigabytes of data had to be downloaded. So the only thing that was on the disc was the damn downloader file, and 50 gigabytes of data had to be downloaded. Ridiculous. That took 20 minutes. It's supposed to be on the damn disc. Anyway, but so you know, the more things change, the more they stay the same, basically. Anyway, let's move on. Exploring a potential application for this audio playback. Here we have a proof of concept. Warhawk is using the accelerator to play back the original SID tune on the NEX for the intro sequence. And I can play this because I've uploaded gaming footage of this game before, and it's got music in there, so I know it'll be okay. Here we go. Bus work. Only losers take the bus, said the Fatima Mansions, but this is a different kind of bus altogether. Here we go. Meanwhile, Alan Albright has been working on the expansion bus, tweaking some functions and killing some niggling bugs that will reopen a few features and possibilities. Hold on to this. With the help of Gary Lancaster's driver work, here's a ZX printer, well, an Alphacom 32 thanks to Tim Gilbert's, throwing out all the right shapes. Here we go. Stay tuned for assembly pics from SMS shortly. P.S. The update was written by Enrique. Kickstarter decided to post as Mike. Go figure. Okay, so that was the main update, and I hope this video is not too echoey. It's just, I seem to be getting reverberation from somewhere. I've got the Yeti mic. No, my voice is going. I've got the Yeti mic on top of a towel, which is meant to dampen some of the sound onto, which is a wooden desk. I've got some external hard drives nearby, but I thought they were far enough away. I don't know what's happening. The computer's also very nearby, and that's obviously throwing out some echoey nonsense through the desk. Very, very annoying, but it is what it is. So let's have a look at some of these comments so far in the last day since this update was published. So a lot of people are very happy, although Adam Stokes is a bit annoyed because he wants to know when we're going to be asked for our delivery address, and he's moved 4 times since pledging and doesn't want to go to the wrong place. Who knows? Well, just go into your Kickstarter account and change your address. Easy. David Perry says this is so much fun to watch, it's exciting. Mark Klusterman says, I've heard that those who bought the Next in the SpecNext.com website, instead of backing it on Kickstarter, are the first 50 to receive the machine. Spankbot is all round if that is the case. I want my Next. Sean Meller, awesome news, not long now. Can I have the first one? No, that's coming to me, I hope. I'm something like 3067, I think it is, and there's 3,113 Next pledges in this thing. Although someone, when I posted that on the Spectrum Next Facebook group, someone said that they are like Kickstarter number 3,200 and something. So what's happened? And it looks like if people haven't sorted out any banking issues in the first week after the Kickstarter ends, then they just their pledge is gone. So that's obviously weeded out a few people, and that's why these are saying, people are wanting to know, will they be shipping by pledge number? Steve Bryce is endorsing this because he's backer number 29, but who knows? I would like mine as soon as possible. I mean, I'm hoping it comes before Christmas, but quite frankly, I'm not bothered about Christmas at all as a concept. It was fun when I was about 10, but now I'm a bit older than 10, and I couldn't give two hoots about Christmas. Darren Cousin says, great news and great work on the Pi accelerator and bus work. Cannot wait to get hold of it for real. Robert PS, excellent, but ouch, that sounds awful at times. Always did. Can't we have an Atari Pokey? Wayne Mellors also is wondering when the units will actually be sent out. What are the dates for the staggered shipments looking like? When will the first batch of 1,000 units actually land here? And then, when are we going to get it, basically? The update tells us nothing more than what we already knew, which a month ago was that it was a waiting game. So another month passes and it's still a waiting game, but no more detail. I am trying to stay positive, but I don't think I can deal with another 3 to 6 months of not knowing what's going on. Is it really too much to ask to get some dates around all this now? I haven't had a date for a long time, so anyway, that's a different issue altogether. Andrew Seed says the only people who should be guaranteed a Next before Christmas should be the backers Ultimate ZX Spectrum Next, who get the first 5 Next off the production line. Chances are we won't get one of the first ones. 45 Next to 3,000 backers. So I'm taking a chill pill on the delivery dates. I can understand the team will not know exactly when shipping will take place. Might be issues at the production plant, so may get delayed a day or so. Knowing my luck, pirates will board the ship and sail off with it, or the ship sinks. So saying that we'll get this and that and then another of those dates is optimistic. Any delays out of the team-controlled backers? Some of this English, dear me. Any delays out of the team's control? Needs some commas in there, fella. Backers would give them grief. I waited this long and the finishing line is within touching distance. Let's just go with the flow. I hope the flow includes commas and punctuation, Andrew Seed. Well, in this video, which is only a week old, Jim Bagley says very close. We've started mass production and hopefully shipping early next year, hopefully January. Have I missed that video? And he gives a link to this video from Play Expo Blackpool there. Certainly not going to play the whole thing anyway, because it's half an hour long. But apparently it's in there somewhere. A timestamp would have been nice to get some idea of it. So there's lots of second guesses as to how the sort of calculations of time work, and who will get them first. Who knows? I'll put a link to this in the video. I'll put a link to this in the video description below, and you can read through it. I won't go through all of them in turn because there's probably absolutely bloody loads of them, and it is all just guesses as to how long it's going to take before these things appear. And at the time of making this video, the last couple of comments say, I do appreciate the monthly updates to show how much effort you're putting in to create the ultimate 21st century specky. Know that my voice is gone. We don't mind a ZX Spectrum Next. Can I have a voice, please? But know that you have a lot of support from patient backers. That's from Chris O'Regan. Gary Plowman says, great news and hopefully an Xmas treat for many. So I'll call it an end to the video here. Probably call it an end to my voice, that's for sure. I've got some... I'm not going to say I've got some Sprite to drink here, but it's sort of the orangey... It's probably too orangey for crows, but it's some sort of orangey Sprite-like drink from Aldi, and it's rather nice actually, but I'd rather it had some vodka in it. Anyway, I'll call it an end here with the video. So please like this video and share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already, and click on the little bell to get all the notifications. That way you get constantly pestered every time I upload a video. And it also, if you subscribe to my channel, it makes you feel super damn sexy, and all people of the opposite sex or the same sex, however your proclivities are, they will absolutely fancy the pants off you. and you will be fully successful in all that entails. So subscribe, and you will be sore for days, basically. Okay, well, thanks again, and now cue Genesis.